Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled The Moon Hologram. Where is the real moon? Now, in a recent photograph of the moon, which was taken by Scott Sion, and which we can see here, and as in other photographs of the moon, which are taken nowadays, there are several anomalies which indicate that this is not actually the real moon, but a hologram of the moon. Now notice that most of the moon seems to be a little out of focus, except for the edge, which is well defined on the bottom and right side, where several features like craters can be clearly seen. And in this region, several of these craters also seem to be extremely large and very deep. In fact, they seem to be too large to be real moon features. The edge also seems to be clearly blue along the upper part of the moon's visible edge. You can see blue there. And we'll take a closer look at that. Here, as you can see, this blue edge, it seems in places to be made out of straight lines, vertical lines perhaps even. In some places they seem to be almost perpendicular to the surface of the moon. But this is clearly not the edge of a spherical object. This is the edge of perhaps a disk. You can see there's a vertical blue line right here, again indicating that this is a hologram. This cannot possibly be the real moon. Where does this blue line come from? Is the moon dripping blue paint, perhaps? Clearly, this cannot be the real moon. Now, this is the other side of the moon. The blue edge seems to end here somewhere. We can still see some, the lines are almost horizontal here, the blue lines. It's as if this edge has been painted blue with a little brush. And now the blue seems to end there, but then we see this edge here, which seems to be more silvery than this part of the moon and better defined. And this suggests that there is a filter that is being used over this image of the moon to give it this blurred look. So it seems to be further away than it actually is. Now, the better defined parts of the moon indicate that this image of the moon must be very close and must therefore be a hologram. And that's these parts here at the bottom. And so this indicates the moon has to be very close and it must be a hologram. Notice how deep these craters seem to be. In fact, they're so deep that they seem to be about 1/100th of the moon's radius. And that's extremely deep. So I'm going to actually estimate the size of these craters. Now, the largest crater on the moon is called Tycho, and it is 85 kilometers long and 93 kilometers wide. So in miles, that's 53 miles long and 58 miles wide. And this is the Tycho crater. As you can see, there it is. It actually looks white there. Now, the deepest crater is called Aristarchus, and its depth from rim to floor is 4.8 kilometers or 3 miles deep. Now, we measured the width of the craters seen on the bottom of the moon. I just drew a blue circle with the same diameter as these craters. They all three seem to have about the same diameter. And then I used this circle to draw the moon's diameter all the way to the top. And you need 27 of these circles, plus a little bit more, but they do overlap a little bit. So So that's about 27 of these make up the moon's diameter. And we know the moon's radius is 1,737 kilometers, so 1079 miles. So the moon's diameter will be twice that. If we divide that by 27, we get 129 kilometers. So that's the diameter of these craters. So this is much, much larger than 85 kilometers. In fact, these craters are 1.5 times larger than the largest crater here. You can see it there. You can also see it by simply drawing the circle right next to the crater. You can see this is much larger. So how can we have craters at the bottom of the moon that are much larger than the largest crater on the moon? And they seem to be much, much deeper as well. Now, so if the craters are 1/100th of the moon's radius, that means there would be about 17.4 kilometers deep, or 11 miles deep. But the deepest one is only 3 miles deep, so that would make these craters way too deep to be moon craters. And it's also known that the depth of moon craters is only about 1/15 or 1/25 of their diameter. So that means that a crater with a diameter of 80 miles would have a maximum depth of 5.3 miles. So these craters seem to be completely artificial because they seem to be so deep. So this cannot be the real moon, of course, and must therefore be a simulation of the real moon. So what has happened to the real moon? The real moon is still there, where it has always been, but it is not visible. The moon is only visible because it reflects light from the sun. If the sun does not shine, the moon is not visible. The sun is now so weak that it most likely would emit a very dim light if it turns on at all. So there is not enough light for the moon to appear to be bright in the sky as it has been for thousands of years. And you may look at Article 195 entitled Stellar Course and the Dying Sun, and Article 291 entitled The Sun Disappears, Day Turns into Night, for more details on what's happening with the sun. Thus, the sun, the moon, and the planets in the sky are being simulated in our skies. And you may look at Article 318 entitled Pyramid Cloud, Sky Holographic Projector, and Planetary Simulator for more details. So, in conclusion, a recent photograph of the moon provides additional evidence that we are not seeing the real moon from the Earth's surface, just like we are not seeing the real sun in our skies. The moon we are seeing is therefore a simulation of a holographic projection. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.